Welcome to Whitetail Rendezvous Podcast. This is Bruce Hutchin, host and executive producer. Each week you will hear tips, techniques, strategies, and personal stories from some of the best and funniest whitetail hunters in North America. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you do, tell a friend on social media. If not, tell me and I'll make it better. Thanks for listening, folks. Very pleased and privileged to have Blake Alma join us. Blake Alma started out in the outdoor media world with a blog called The Art of an Outdoorsman. From there, he went directly to a radio show called The Outdoors Men's Art Radio Show. Then he was asked by the Survivalist Daily to write some articles. Then he was invited to the Hunt Channel to do some interviews. How has he done all this? Well, if you listen to the show, he's going to tell you. Oh, by the way, he turned 17 this month. So there's no excuses with Blake Alma. Hey, folks, I'm out east, and I'm with Blake Alma. And Blake's been on the show before, and Blake's got some stuff going on. Blake Alma is the TV and radio host for Outdoor Experience. Blake, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man, for having me. How are you doing, man?
Well, I'm doing just great, and I'm getting all geared up. A week from today, I'll be heading up to the mountains for about 8 days of elk hunting, the last 8 days of the season, and hopefully it'll get a little cooler. It's been warm up there. We got fires throughout the west, so the air quality really sucks, and you can't see far. Literally, you cannot see, some places across the basin, like at my house. Pikes Peak's 15 miles away, and all weekend we could not see it at all. It was just covered up, with smoke. So that's how I'm doing. But the podcast is rocking and rolling. We're having some fun. We got people like you on the show, so life is good. How about you?
It's been good, man. Since the last time we talked, I don't know when. I think it was last year, as I recall. But I've been blessed with a new TV show on the Hunt Channel. It's an outdoor-based talk show. I have a guest on the show. I just had Michael Waddell last Tuesday on the show. I had Ron Shiro as well. I've had Nick Munt. I've had Jana Waller. I've had Karen and Easton Holder with Raised Hunting. I've had Reed Robertson with Duck Dynasty. I've had some of Daniel Lee Martin with Brotherhood Outdoors, who I have to say is probably my all-time favorite guest. But we've had all kinds of different guests, and so it's been really awesome. I'll be honest with you, though. I like radio better than I like TV. And so doing a podcast, doing a radio show is a lot more enjoyable to me. But yeah, that's the newest thing that's been going on. We started a new blog called The Conservative Sportsman. Talks about some of the political stuff in the outdoor world, and so that's been going really well. And I've been talking to Wide Open Spaces recently, and so it looks like I'll probably be writing articles for them there at Wide Open Spaces. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing that.
Now, what you're doing, Michael Waddell, how the heck did you get him, on your show? How did that come around?
So I just shoot him an email, and he replied in literally a minute or two and said, "Man, I'd love to. Give me some times. Give me the number to call in. I'd be more than happy to come on the show." It was just bam, it just happened. I emailed him, wrote back immediately, and then we started talking back and forth. And so we just had him on the show. And man, he's just an awesome guy. He's exactly the way he is in person than he is on TV. He's just an awesome guy talking to. And I'll say this: there's a lot of outdoor people in the world, outdoor personalities, and he's just one humble, meek guy. And so he was an awesome guest. I loved having him on the show.
That's great. And that show airs on the Hunt Channel. Is that correct?
That will air September 25th at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. I had Michael Waddell on that show, and I had Ron Shira with Minnesota Bound. He's hosted all kinds of different shows. I think he had a show on the History Channel as well. He's an awesome guy as well. We had him on the show. He's been around for a long time, and he's one of the pioneers of outdoor television. So he's been around for a very long time.
So this was audio, not video. Is that correct?
No, it's video. We record. We if to them, they can call in like how we're doing now, or on Skype. They'll do a video chat, or I'll have them call in via phone, and we'll record that. But they're filming me talking to them, and then as we talk, we put effects on there, and then we'll post like pictures of them. We're like on the line with Reed Robertson. We'll have a picture of them, and then also we'll play videos while we're talking of them going out hunting. whether they're shooting a big buck or a big elk or whatever. We have video footage of them doing something outdoors. And if a video chat, we'll take the video and we'll play that too. And so it's like a talk show. I would like to compare it to Sports Center is the best comparison I could compare. It's like the outdoor sports center, so outdoor center, and so that's an outdoor based talk show.
That sounds interesting. I'm gonna have to tune in and listen to it or watch it or however somebody can view that. But it's an interesting. So you got video, you get the talk going through, then you get these screenshots of who they are, then you get some video of them hunting and stuff. That's kind of a neat format.
It's different from other outdoor TV shows. Rather than going in the woods shooting a big buck or whatever, even though actually I'll announce this. I haven't told too many people, but Woods and Water Addiction, which is a YouTube channel, they are gonna. I've teamed up with them, and we're going to start airing some actual outdoor footage of us going outdoors doing something. I'll be filming with them, and we'll be doing actual stuff rather than just talking to the people who do it, and so that people can get the awesome outdoor experience. So we'll have one episode a month doing outdoor footage. They're going to be doing most of that, and they're hooking me up with some deals and stuff as far as for my airtime and stuff. But we air 3 new episodes a month. So our next episode is with Jana Waller and Nick Munt. That airs September 18th, and then September 25th is Michael Waddell and Ron Shera. And then October 2nd is EJ Snyder, who was on Discovery Channel. He was on Naked and Afraid and Dual Survival, I think it was. And then after that, I met in person with Jeff Anker of Buck Ventures. I did an interview with him, so that will air. And then I went fishing with them, so we'll be airing that footage as well. And then after that, I have no idea. But we have some exciting videos for the show.
Let's just take a break here talking about what you're doing and share with some of the people out there that listen to the show and hey, I want to be in the outdoor business, I want to be in outdoor media, I want to be a videographer. How I know a little bit about your backstory, but let's share some of that and how you got to where you are today.
Well, I'll start off saying this: the outdoor industry is booming, never before. It's huge, and I'll be quite frank with you, it's actually reasonably hard to survive in because people start these outdoorsy businesses, and you'll have I don't know 500 different deer scent companies in one state, and it's kind of crazy to survive that way. I don't sell any products of myself. Sponsorships and ads. I don't sell any products, so I couldn't exactly tell you how that side of the outdoor industry works. But media is not a lot of outdoor media. Sure, you have wide open spaces, you have outdoor hub, you have outdoor life, field and stream, and you have what I'm doing. And I would consider a podcast outdoor media. So what you're doing, man, I would consider that media. And so you have all kinds of different media platforms. And I started off with just a plain, simple, humble blog. I set up a blogger account, made a little blog called The Art of an Outdoorsman, and I just posted stuff about me going outdoors, whether it was me trapping an animal or practicing survival skills or going small game hunting. That's what I posted about. And that kind of grew. I posted on social media, and that really helped expand the viewership. And then November of 2015, we redesigned the website to make it more of an outdoor media site, make it look more like a news site. And we started posting news content. And that really did really well. I was posting about whatever outdoor events are going on like here and today. And so recently we ran a Bass Pro Shop donating 80 boats to Hurricane Harvey, to the situation down there. And those do really well. We just share those on social media. I've been blessed with a pretty big social media platform, and I'll post that, and it'll just blow up. I think we got, I don't know, 2,000 Facebook shares on that post. And so that was awesome. And so outdoor media, you have to start off small. And to grow that, you have a blog. Let's say you want to get started with outdoor writing. So you have that blog, you have a whole article outdoors, just a bunch of articles about the outdoors. Okay, a bunch of stuff there. You go out and go to Outdoor Hub or Wide Open Spaces or Outdoor Life or whatever, and say, hey, here's my blog, here's my resume for say of all my outdoor writing work. Would you allow me to write for you guys? You don't have to pay me at first. post a couple articles, see how it goes, see if you generate any revenue off of it, and see if you like it. And if they like it, boom, you have a job and they can pay you 50 to $100 an article. And so you building that blog is a resume to write for other companies and make yourself a nice little paycheck each month for outdoor writing. So let's say you write 12 articles a month, you could probably, off 12 articles, you could easily, if you wrote 12 articles a month for publications that are paying you, you probably make about $500 a month. And so that's one way to begin in outdoor writing. Start with a blog, write a whole bunch of articles for your own blog. You may not make any money off of that, but at least you have a little resume showing off your work so that when you go to another publisher and say, hey, here's my work, would you be interested in publishing it? Like, yeah, we'll pay you blah, blah, blah. You have yourself a nice little income and you have a good way to start yourself. I know that you wrote for GoHunt.com, another outdoor media platform. There's all kinds of different ways. I mean, there are probably a few other blogs and websites out there for people to go and see if they're interested in writers. There's one website I wrote back when I was 14 years old. They only paid me $5 an article, but as a 14-year-old, $5 was better than $0. I was writing articles anyway. So I made $5 from each one. I'd write probably 10 a month. There's $50, you know, and that worked well. And so that's one way to get started in writing. Hopefully, right, write your blog at the end, say, hey, this article was brought to you by my blog, and the people can click that and go to your blog, and that's one way to build that up and build blog or whatever media. You can have a podcast, and you can be promoting your podcast like what you're doing, Bruce. And so you can have a TV show on YouTube or on Gen 7 Outdoors or whatever, and promote yourself through outdoor writing. So outdoor writing is a great way to begin with outdoor media. You kind of just grow from there. My experience, that's how I started. That turned into writing for other people, which turned into a radio show, which also turned into a podcast. Now I've been blessed with a TV show. I have some published books. It kind of just grew from outdoor writing. And so you kind of just go where it takes you.
Yeah, and folks, Blake's what, 17 years old now?
17 on the 24th of September.
So, folks, age, forget the age. I'm an older guy, Blake's a younger guy, but it doesn't matter. We love the outdoor industry. I've had over 166,000 downloads on my little podcast, and nobody knows me. I mean, yeah, we get some people on social media, about 40,000 people, quote unquote, friends or whatever, connections. But thinking of that, he did mention, Go Hunt, and props to Go Hunt and Chris Porter out there because, they gave me a start in my writing, and it was hard to begin. It really wasn't easy, but in the end, I made a couple of bucks. But I got, I guess I got started. My name was out there, and I could say, hey, as Blake just said, hey, I've done some work for these people over here. Check it out. If you like what you read, then let's do something. Let's do something forward. So you have to begin someplace, right, Blake?
Yeah, I agree. And here's the thing with people try too often to go out there and try to get in the outdoor industry promoting their own name. Whether, let's say some guy's name is Billy Joe. He goes out there and his goal is to make himself famous and make people know who Billy Joe is. Well, Billy Joe isn't going to succeed because there's so many other people out there. You already have all these other famous outdoors, and you have Stephen Ranella, Jim Shockey, Michael Waddell, Ron Cherry, you have all kinds of different people. And why would people? Like Stephen Ranella goes on all kinds of different exotic hunts. And then you have Michael Waddell, who really just hunts in North America, and people can relate with Michael Waddell pretty easily. And so you have all kinds of different hunters, and so they're all taken up. And so what I'm saying by that, you're not going to be able to succeed in the outdoor industry because there's too big a competition there for you to promote your own name. And so what you do, you promote a business name. I bet you, if I went around saying, hey, Whitetail Rendezvous, people are going to know what the name Whitetail Rendezvous is before they know the name Bruce Hutchins. They're going to know the name of my TV show and the name of my radio show before they know who Lake Alma is. I had a guy, who was it? Justin Fabian, I believe was his name. He was saying, "Oh yeah, I was on a podcast. I can't remember what it was called. It's called Whitetail Rendezvous. I cannot remember the name of the host, but yeah, we were talking about this and this and this." He remembered the name.
That's true. I'm like, oh yeah, that's so true.
Yeah. Yeah, and so people will remember the name of your brand. Whitetail Rendezvous, that's an awesome podcast name. I remember that super easy. That guy who came on my show, Justin on Gen 7 Outdoors, he remembered your name. And so people will remember your brand name before they'll remember your actual name. And so there are more people who can quote the name Bone Collector than Michael Waddell. You see the name Bone Collector on the back of a truck when you're going down the interstate. You go to Walmart, you can see these targets they sell, and they say bone collector. Bone collector's on everything. You don't see Michael Waddell's name on everything, but you see bone collector. It's much easier a brand name, your actual name. And so, I really encourage if you want to get into media, brand everything with the name of your company, not with your name. I'm not going to call my Lake Alma show. Nobody's going to remember that. I'm going to call it the Outdoorsman's Art. All right, like, oh, that's a unique. Oh, they talk about paintings, art, the skill of an outdoors person, and so you got to market it with the brand name, not your own individual name.
Yeah, well said. And folks remembered that. Everybody wants to see their name in lights. I do, Blake does. But in reality, in the business world, Whitetail Rendezvous is the brand. Who cares who I am in all seriousness? So you got to get away from yourself, forget about yourself, get a brand, get a bitchin' logo, and then go out and start working. And then it's hard. I can remember the hundreds of hours it took me to write my articles at Go Hunt getting started. I mean, it was painful. Same thing with the podcast. It was painful because everything's on me. I don't have anybody else doing what I'm doing, and that's okay. You don't need a lot of money. You need a computer, you need some software, and you go to work. A mic and headsets, and that's it. And I'm sitting in my office, and that's how it goes. And so you don't have a lot of um, overhead, but you got to stay with it. Just as Blake stayed with it, just as I stayed with it. You just say, okay, we're going to start this journey. I don't exactly know where it's going to go, but I'm going to do the things I love. And Blake's out in the woods right now, chasing squirrels and chipmunks or whatever, rabbits or whatever he's
Yeah,
chasing. He likes to do that, and he likes to write about that. He likes to write about the experiences. He likes to write about the people that don't want us to hunt. By the way, how's that book? How'd that book do? Did you make some sales?
better than any other book I've written. Of course, it received a lot of backlash from
I
vegans.
can't imagine why. Tell people the name of it.
The Hunters War, vegans versus hunters. There was just a lot of vegans who harassed it, and they would buy the book just to read it, to write a bad review or whatever. There are often most of the reviews they put some crazy swear word or use unbelievable terminology, and Amazon would accept it. Or if they did, I would report it because it was so foul. So, really cruel comments from the vegan, and there's a couple from hunters like, "Oh, dude, you're an idiot. You're the one during the war." I'm like, "No, I'm just trying to end it, man. I don't want anything to do with this PETA crap. This is dumb." All right, hunting's been around for at least 4,000 years. Okay, after the Great Flood, we had hunting. All right, and for us not to hunt would be and so veganism, new thing. It sure there might have been a vegan here and there 200, 300 years ago, but it was as big as it is now. It's a first world country. You're not going to go to Africa and be like, "Oh, that guy's a vegan." No, they're going to kill to survive. All right, and so it's a first world problem. We're so spoiled. Like, oh, I call it do-goodism. Veganism's do-goodism. It's something they cling on to say, "Hey, I'm good." It's like their own religion. And they cling on to it to get away. They just want to say, "Oh, I'm better than you. Oh, you kill animals, you idiot, you stupid, blah 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 blah." I'm like, okay, what's your point? I'm better than you. Okay, well, congratulations, you're better than me. You want $1 now? I mean, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with these people, but it has come to the point that it's that's really really annoying, and I've came across every vegan type of and it's the most annoying thing. But well, I'll tell you what's more annoying in my career in the outdoor industry than vegans is vegans are around in a year for as long as we do. All right, you're not going to eliminate it because there are too many people vegans. You have 10% hunters, you have 10% vegans, and then you have the 80% who are not. And unfortunately, they do lean to the vegan side unless you explain to them how the conservation behind hunting works and how hunting is ethical. So, people for the ethical treatment of animals, that's us. It's pretty ethical to put a bullet through a heart of a deer. He dies in seconds. All right, pretty ethical to me. But if you explain to them the conservation efforts, you explain how awesome it is to go out in the field, harvest your own food, butcher yourself, making sure that it doesn't have any hormones in it. It's something fun to go out and do, and it's something that you get to experience the manliness and the awesomeness behind getting your own food. I mean, if I had my way, I would live off the land. have enough land to do that, but I would. There's something about it that's so much more awesome than going to a grocery store and buying meat. You don't see animals that go to a grocery store and buy meat. All right, animals survive a lot better than us. Why? Because they have their survival instincts still. In the past few hundred years, all the we have become modern. We have turned away from our survival like instincts. So, in the event some crazy economic thing happens, you're seeing all these hurricanes and all this stuff. You have Hurricane Harvey, and now you have Hurricane Irma, and you have another one that's brewing up in the Atlantic right now. All right, what are you going to do if you find yourself in a situation where you have no food? If you don't know how to hunt, you don't know how to trap, you don't know how to find yourself some wild plant edibles, you are absolutely screwed. And so, knowing the basics of outdoor survival is great. So, if you know how to go out there and harvest yourself a big deer, that's great. You know what's better? It's going out there and be able to trap. Let's say you're able to trap this wee little chipmunk or squirrel. You have enough protein now to go find yourself a bigger animal. You work your way up. You kill yourself a squirrel. Okay, that's great. You have some protein there, right? You have now you have enough strength to go kill a raccoon now. Yes, you can eat raccoon. I've eaten it. Tastes like garbage, but you can eat it. Okay, and then you can work your out. You can eat a coyote. They ain't all that tasty, but you can eat a coyote. And then after you have that much protein, you can harvest yourself a deer. So you get better at it as you go along. So being a hunter is a very good thing for not only conservation reasons and enjoyment reasons. It's just plain survival, all right? And so for you to know how to hunt, the chances are you're going to survive a hurricane or some disaster before anybody else. And so not only is hunting good for food and conservation efforts, it's awesome for survival applicable reasons. I think survival should be taught in schools, but the art of hunting has been around for years. And so for us ridiculous. He's not going to stop. You ask a bear to stop hunting, is retarded. He's not going to stop hunting. All right, you can try to take away his teeth, he's still going to hunt. You take away my guns and bows, I'm still hunting. Sorry, you know. And so, one of the things I like to see on the internet, hey, vegans, explain this. Canine teeth, bro. Why do we have canine teeth then? I mean, you just got to think outside the box here and be like, oh yeah, we have canine teeth, so we can eat meat, duh. And so it's just veganism is the most retarded, most unethical idea not ever, but it's up there. I hate racism to its core. I hate abortion, and then I don't like homosexuality. But veganism is just one of the dumbest things ever. And so it's a threat to the outdoor world. But if we stay united and hunt together, they ain't gonna stop us. But the thing is, they're winning. I would say right now. Why? Hunters have not been united the way they're supposed to be. We bicker about who baits deer and who doesn't, or who uses a hoyt and who uses a bear. Who cares? I don't. I use a bear. What the daisy do? That doesn't make me any better than a guy who uses a Hoyt or a Matthews, does it? No. So I don't care what bear you use. I mean, what brand you use. Okay. You like you. Oh, you like real tree? Yeah, I like real tree too. Oh, you like mossy oak? Well, cool. Good for you. I'm happy that you like mossy oak. I'm not going to yell at him and say, "Oh, you better use some real tree camo." And so I mean, this shirt right now is mossy oak. My hat is real tree. I'm not going to hunt in different colors, but I hunt in real tree. I don't have anything against mossy oak. So for us to bicker about some of these stupid things is dumb. I mean, so what else I hate more than veganism is hunters bickering among ourselves. I get harassed all the time for my age and blah blah blah. And that bugs me. Veganism will not stand a chance. PETA, anti-hunters, any of that will not stand a chance if we work together and stay together and be united hunters as we should be, instead of bickering about who uses what, who has the biggest deer, who baits and who doesn't, blah blah blah. We're all in it together. We all like to hunt. Why are we? We're helping the vegans when we fight. We put ourselves in categories. Oh, you have elk hunters, you have deer hunters, you have squirrel hunters, you have all these different types of hunters. Well, we need to be all together, just like vegans are, and then we can fight the real enemies, not each other, but anti-hunters and vegans. And so that's the issue. And I know I just went on 50 different rabbit trails, but it's one of those things I'm super passionate about, and I really want us hunters to be united and to fight for our rights to bear arms and to go out in the field and harvest game. And so all the political and biblical and spiritual whatever people want to put into stuff, that's in. I mean, we have the upper hand. Everything scientifically, biblically, politically, it all agrees with us hunters. So to get rid of us hunters would be the most stupidest thing in the world. So us hunters are the reason why America is built. All right, if we didn't have hunters, I don't know where America would be right now. If we all came in as a bunch of vegans, we probably wouldn't came here. A bunch of fur trappers came in to harvest beavers. You have the mountain men area. You have cowboys who saddled cattle to eat the cattle. And so nation was built upon the foundation of meat eating. And so to eliminate that is the dumbest thing in the world. And so now the one thing out here about this all day, but 21st century, with no doubt in my mind, it is healthier to be a vegan than to meat eater. Why? In the 21st century, they'll put all kinds of junk in your meat. A piece of sausage, you have no idea what body part or what animal that even is. You have no idea. And so, yeah, that probably is the case. Yeah, I would probably be a healthier person if I went to the grocery store and just ate meat. But guess what? If I harvest my own meat, whether that's through livestock or through hunting, being an omnivore in that case, as being a hunter or a farmer, I'd be so much more healthy than a vegan. And so, a vegan's probably healthier than a guy who lives in New York City who gets meat from the grocery store. No doubt. But you go to the countryside, I promise you that if a vegan or a meat eater got in the arm wrestling competition, I promise you the meat eater will win. And so I, I just want us to realize how veganism is. A lot of hunters don't see it as a threat. It's a huge threat. And so I want us to unite together, fight for rights as hunters. So I wish we would come to that.
Well said. That's why I think one of your quote unquote secrets is you've got the information, you can lay it out there, and you have the passion and fervor to say, hey, this is what I think, this is what I don't. And a lot of people, like, this as well as I do, they'll kind of tippy toe around situations, and you don't, and you just say, this, I'm laying it out here. Here's the way it is, and this is what we should do. And props to you for doing that, because so many times we just pick at ourselves, and that's the most stupidest thing in the world. Yes, I just said it's the most stupidest thing in the world. We've been talking about Ford and Chevys forever, but when it comes to hunting, we got to join up and just celebrate the hunt, if you will, and celebrate the success of Bob and Susie and Mary and John and Blake and Bruce and all the other people. Just celebrate their success when they have a kill shot or posted, and just say, hey, good job, congrats. It doesn't matter if it's a spike or a full on booner. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. And that's my 2 cents on that. And so when we talk about that, let's talk about hunting. What kind of hunting are you going to do this fall? And I know you've been doing a lot of different hunting. So what's on the docket?
So, for the past few years, I've been in the outdoors. Mostly of what I did was fishing, survival skills, did a lot of small game hunting. When I say small game, I mean rabbit, squirrel, and the occasional dove hunting that I would get to go on. And this past year, I went turkey hunting, and that was the experience of a lifetime. Even though I didn't harvest anything, it was still awesome being able to hear those turkey gobble. And then I just bought a few weeks ago. I bought a bear bow. Again, I don't care what brand it is, but it shoots. It's accurate. I'm happy with the bow. I don't care what brand it is. I just like Bear because of Brett Bear's legacy. I think he's an awesome guy. If it wasn't for him, I don't think hunters would be at where they are right now. So I just kind of want to respect his legacy. That's the only reason why I use a bear bow. But I just bought a bear. Been playing with that. Playing hunting. I just bought about 2 deer tags. I probably will buy more if I tag out with my two I have right now. I think I can get five. I believe I can get five, either a sex deer. And I'm doing some deer hunting. Like I said, I teamed up with Wisdom Water Addiction. They're in eastern Ohio. I'm in western. And so I plan on going out east here in Ohio and harvesting some whatever. Again, I don't care how big a buck is or how much muscle it has on there. I just want to eat the thing. And so that's what I'm about. Sure, having a big buck, that would be nice. If I see this Boone and Crockett buck come out, yeah, he's going to die. But if I see a doe or just a spiked buck, I'm like, well, I want you to die because I'm hungry. Okay, I'm going to eat you. And so I don't care how big a buck is, but big one comes out, you're going to die. Small one comes out, you're probably going to die. I just want to eat as soon as possible. And so I plan on getting some deer hunting done this year. So I'm still playing with that bear. I got I think I got two of the pinpoints sighted. Hopefully, I get that third one locked and loaded, and I hope to get some film as well. So I think it'll be a pretty good year.
Thanks for that. You know, how much time do you dedicate to your outdoor career? I'm assuming you
Uh,
still go to high school, not?
so yeah, I'm 16, I'm 17 here this month, and I have school. I'm a senior in school. I'm about done, thankfully, and I'm homeschooled though, and so that's been very beneficial to my career because I wake up, spend 2 or 3 hours on school, and I'm done. I don't have to sit there in a class for an hour learning who knows what these days, and I can just read my textbook, study, write down notes, make sure I got it, highlight whatever I need to highlight, study for the test, take the test. I'm done. I mean, I'm not going to sit there for 30 minutes or even an hour sitting there listening to somebody yap about somebody. Like right now, I'm doing anatomy. I'm not going to sit there and listen to how the fingernail grows. All right, I'd rather just read it for myself and be done with it. And I do pretty well in school, probably a B to A average. I mean, A minus plus average, so I'm doing okay. But juggling school and my outdoor work has been pretty difficult. And so, especially since school is during the same time as hunting season. So that's been pretty sucky. I want to go out and go shoot something while my mom wants me inside reading about something about the 1800s, about some literature geek that wrote this really long, boring book about I don't care what. You know? So juggle. If I was in school, public school, Christian school, there 8 hours a day, I highly, I doubt that I would be at where I am right now. I doubt. And so homeschooling has been a big benefit. I'll spend 2 to 3 hours a day with school. Once I'm done with that, I'll go downstairs in my office, do some outdoor stuff. That's me writing article, edit, cropping the video to be edited or whatever. I'll go down, do my daily stuff, the outdoor stuff, and then now I'll come out here in the woods like I am right now on the weekday and just try to shoot some squirrels and devour them for dinner. So it's pretty as far as time goes, as a teenager, I could waste my time playing video games or whatever. So I do have additional time. But if you have a full time job doing whatever, I would also like put this in, you know, woke up at 7 in the morning, finished at 5 o'clock, late in the afternoon. I'd only have that evening time to do my work. So school would be 8 to 3, and so I wouldn't have a whole lot of time to put into my outdoor work. So being homeschooled has been a big
So, how did people get in touch with you? Somebody wants to reach out to you. Tell us how where you're at on social media platforms, and if you got email address or whatever, so they can reach out to you.
and go to my website. My personal website is BlakeAlma.com. Alma is spelled ALMA, so BlakeAlma.com. And there's a contact us form that'll probably end up going to me. That's all on there. Then social media wise, our blog page is Survivalist Daily. You can just search that up on the Facebook bar there. You can friend me or follow me on Facebook at Blake Alma. And then I'm on Instagram as well. I really don't do much with Instagram, but actually, almost like with Instagram, what's cool, I don't have a bazillion friends on Instagram, whatever. I can just scroll through my feed and see what's going on with my personal friends. So I kind of like Instagram for that reason. So if I go through my Facebook feed now, I'll see all kinds of stuff that has nothing to do with my life or whatever. I'll see a lot of hunting stuff, which is awesome. When that PETA filter went out, man, did I see all these awesome hunting photos, and that was sweet. But thank you, PETA, for that. Thank you a lot. And that was awesome. But there's a lot of stuff I see on my Facebook feed that I really don't care to see or any of that. So Instagram's been pretty fun for me just to go through and see what my friends in person are up to. So I've enjoyed that. But yeah, I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and then I have a website at blakealma.com.
Well, Blake, having said that, it's time to wrap the show. So, have you got any shout outs you want to give to some of your editors or anybody, and then we'll wrap the show.
Shout out to Blake Mallory. He is the video editor of our TV series on the Hunt Channel. He's been an awesome guy to work with. Big shout out to my friend Eli Gordine. He's been on the show as well here on the Whitetail Rendezvous, co-host of my radio show. She was supposed to come on the show today. Allie Armstrong, a good friend of mine with Grapes, Camo, and Lace on Sportsman Channel. She's a 20-year-old TV host. A big shout out to her. She's been really helpful in my outdoor career with outdoor television. If it wasn't for her, I don't think I would be doing outdoor TV. And so a big shout out to her.
So, on behalf of thousands of listeners across North America, and we're growing, daily. And that part of that's really fun to see something grow. I want to say thank you, Blake Alma, for being, a continued guest and return guest. And I just, want to get together with you at least once a year and find out what the heck you're doing, because you're.
Hey, we're heading to Missouri, and we're going to connect with Brad Stricker. And Brad's a unique man. He's worked hard and has got a great business there in Missouri. And he's been able to buy a couple of farms, and he's really excited about that. And he's going to tell us all about his farms, but he's also going to share how he's helping his son become a hunter and sharing the passion that he has. He's going to talk in depth about preparation, not only preparation of the land, preparation of the tree stands, preparation of food plots, but he's going to talk about mental preparation, physical preparation, how to become a world-class archer. And finally, he is driven by chasing whitetails, trying to outwit them. And he, like me, has got busted a bunch of times and schooled a bunch of times. And I bet all our listeners can relate to all of that. And finally, he's a member of Red Veins Outdoors team members. It's a group of guys that have an opportunity. They're going to shoot 5 shows this year and submit them to the Hunt Channel and see where it goes. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Brad Stricker and hunting the Wiley Bob.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of Whitetail Rendezvous, where you can listen and learn from the experts so you can be more successful on your next hunt. Until next time, listen, learn, and succeed.